Hello friends, it's my Bonnie here, and we're playing It Moves, an indie horror game that I found on Game Jolt while looking about. It looked interesting, so why not give it a try? Oh boy, brightness. Bedtime. Bedtime is supposed to be a happy event for a tired child. For me, it was terrifying. While some children might complain about being put to bed before they've finished watching a film or playing their favorite video game, when I was a child, nighttime was something to truly fear. Somewhere in the back of my mind, it still is. This is me. Okay. Yeah, I can move. Oh. Full of toys and stuff. Mr. Teddy. A bunk bed. I sleep in the top. It's a wolf. A poster from a movie. I got it from my brother. So we just don't want to go to bed? It's a wolf. Can we leave? I cannot prove that what happened to me was objectively real, but I can swear that what I experienced was genuine horror. A fear which in my life, I'm glad to say, has never been equaled. I will relate it to you all. Now, as best I can. Make of it what you will. But I'll be glad to just get it off my chest. This is my dad. This is my father. Yeah, well, cool. A picture of a man standing around. I think it's Dad when he was younger. I can't remember exactly when it started, but my apprehension towards falling asleep seemed to correspond with my being moved into a room of my own. Are you my mother? This is my mother. Cool. Was this nothing too interesting? Mom told me not to touch her stuff, especially this stuff. Oh, Mom, you got a secret for me? Boxes full of stuff. A man with a mustache. That's pretty vague. Just a bunch of clothes in here. Can I interact with them? No bed? Okay. Well, I don't know. What's over here? Shoes. Not very interesting. To you! Could be the best shoes ever. Flowers. Mom put these here. Is your mother a florist, or does she just like flowers? This is my brother's room. He told me yesterday to keep out of the room that we both shared until then. I was 8 years old at the time, and until then, I had shared a room, quite happily, with my older brother. As is perfectly understandable for a boy 5 years my senior, my brother eventually wished for a room of his own, and as a result, I was given the room at the back of the house. As my brother was given a new bed, I was given the bunk beds, which we used to share. While I was upset about sleeping on my own, I was excited at the thought of being able to sleep in the top bunk, which seemed far more adventurous to me. A picture of some mountains. This is a really nice little narrative. I like it. Anything back here? Well, alright then. A lot of walking. Oh. Hi, Mom. What's going on? Alright, it's bedtime. Already? Yes, adults need their sleep, you see. You'll be sleeping alone for the first time. You excited? Yes, Mom. Alright, I'm turning off the lights. Good night. Good night. caves. Cave, I wonder. Save? Sure. Oh. Oh. What are you? I can... Oh, okay. I thought you were a thing. Apparently not. Oh, these are trees and stuff. Okay. A small water hole. The water is dirty. Probably not a good idea to drink it. Probably not. Why was everybody's first thought to drink the water? Oh, I can... Oh, okay. I'm stupid. What's in here? Wait. Is the door a... Oh. A pot and some ragged cloth. I wonder what's cooking. I really don't. But... Let's go deeper. Stalking is such a strong word. I prefer to think of it more as intense research on one individual. By the way, your missing sock is under your bed. With me. Just kidding. A cold, unwelcoming breeze comes from the bottom of the stairs. Let's, I can't save. I accidentally closed the game. Well, it's the last time I get disorganized by menus. A cold, unwelcoming breeze comes from the bottom of the stairs. Sure. What could be down here? Weird. Mushroom. Looks poisonous. Probably is. What? What? I can't see the bottom. Weird mushrooms. Look poisonous. A purple mushroom. Definitely poisonous. What's going on, friends? What's happening with you? Where's the spooks? I'm spooked right now, actually. It's pretty... Oh boy. This is... The atmosphere's really good. I'm just a boy! Please, do not do this to me. What the fuck was that?! I want to go back, but I'm strangely intrigued. Oh, what? Oh, that's a puzzle. Okay. Did I do it? Yeah, I did it! I went quiet while I figured out the puzzle. There's a red liquid seeping out from the mushroom hat. Oh. Well, that's, that can't be too healthy, huh? What's... What? What? Am I being followed? God, I hope not. What the fuck are you? You're not... Definitely not a kosher creature. It's like some kind of face spider. Oh, I'm walking slowly. Why am I walking slowly? What's going on? Why is everything turning red? Oh god! Oh my god! Oh no! Okay, well, please! Mom, I had a bad dream. Mom! 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 What's the matter? Mom! Mom, I had a bad dream. Sweetie, what's wrong? I had a bad dream. Oh, that's too bad, sweetie. I'll be up in a minute and we can eat breakfast together. Alright, hurry up. Go change your clothes and I'll be right there. You're going back to sleep, Mom. Fine, I'll just go and change my clothes. Yeah. And so, another day started. It was a day of little importance to our story. I won't bother you with the details. The one thing that I remember is that even though I played with friends like I always did, I somehow still felt lonely. I didn't enter my new room until later that night. It was time to go to sleep again. Alright, well, I guess I'm going back to bed. Alright, guess it's goodnight. Again. Chapter 2. Labyrinth. Oh boy. Yeah, I'd like to save. What's this button? Or is it a sad face? Why are you sad? That's the happy face? Well, there's a happy face over here, so I guess I'll... No? Okay. Nothing. I want to go towards the happy face. Let's go to the happy face. Sad face. Happy face. Oh. Did I figure out the puzzle? Yeah. I wanna go this way though. These sounds are kind of creepy. A poster for some concert. It looks old. What are you? Ventilation, maybe? The air supply is still stuffy, though. It's still on screen. A wanted poster. This is not fun for me. It's a labyrinth, isn't it? Yeah, it's a labyrinth. Oh no. Are you gonna do it again? Please stop. Oh god, that's so creepy. Nothing of interest, I think. Ah! Oh, okay. Looks like a fan. Instructions on how to use a fire extinguisher. I'm spooked right now. I'm not. His face is really scaring me. The ambiance is getting louder. Some kind of machinery. A wanted poster. What's going on? Oh god. How do I get out? How do I get out? I don't... A ghostly apparition might be trying to tell me something. Like how to escape this labyrinth. I might be looping back on myself, I don't know anymore. I'm scared. Hold me. Is there even a way out? Is there even a way? Okay, hello. Oh god. Is it just me, or is that face becoming more and more defined? Why am I finding these things? Why is this a thing that I have to do? What is going on? Why is this? Why is everything getting? Why is the noises around me getting louder? And why is that face becoming more and more prominent? I am not okay with this right now. 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 I'm wandering around aimlessly in the dark, and I am not okay with this. I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay. 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 The ambience is getting so loud. Oh, it's staring into my soul. Its face is so creepy. Hi. Hi. When you awaken from a deep sleep to something moving or stirring, it can take a few moments for you to truly understand what is happening. The fog of sleep hangs over your eyes and ears even when lucid. Something was moving, there was no doubt about that. At first I wasn't sure what it was. Everything was dark, almost pitch black, but there was enough light creeping in from outside to outline that room. Two thoughts appeared in my mind almost simultaneously. The first was that my parents were in bed because the rest of the house lay both in darkness and silence. The second was turned to the noise, a noise which had obviously woken me. That was it. Bed sheets rustling in the dark and someone breathing. As if some disturbed sleeper was attempting to get comfortable in the bottom bunk. Oh, it's my brother. I lay there in disbelief, thinking that the noise was either my imagination, or perhaps my pet cat finding somewhere comfortable to spend the night. It was then that I noticed my door shut as if I'd fallen asleep. Perhaps my mum had checked in on me, and then the cat sneaked into my room then. Yes, that must have been it. I turned to face the wall, closing my eyes in the vain hope that I could fall back to sleep. As I moved, the rustling noise from underneath me ceased. I thought that I must have disturbed my cat, but quickly I realized that the visitor in my bottom bunk was much less mundane than my pet trying to sleep, and much more sinister. As if alerted to and disgruntled by my presence, the disturbed sleeper began to toss and turn violently, like a child having a tantrum in their bed. I could hear the sheets twist and turn with increasing ferocity. Fear then gripped me, not like the subtle sense of unease I had experienced earlier, but now potent and terrifying. My heart raced as my eyes panicked, scanning the almost impenetrable darkness. I let out a cry. As most young boys do, I instinctively shouted on my mother. I could hear something stir on the other side of the house, but as I began to breathe a sigh of relief that my parents were coming to save me, the bunk bed suddenly started to shake violently, as if gripped by an earthquake, scraping against the wall. I could hear the sheets below me thrashing around as if tormented by malice. I did not want to jump down to safety, as I feared the thing at the bottom bunk would reach out and grab me, pulling me into the darkness, so I stayed there, white knuckles clenching at my own blanket like a shroud of protection. What seemed like an eternity. "What's wrong? Did you have a bad dream?" I cried, and my mother consoled me. Tears of fear followed by relief streamed down my face. Yet through all of the horror and relief, I did not tell her why I was so upset. I cannot explain it, but it was as though whatever had been in the bunk would return if I even so much as spoke of it. Whether that was the truth, I did not know, but as a child I felt as if that unseen menace remained close, listening. My mother lay in the empty bunk, promising to stay there until morning. I remember the next day, wanting to go anywhere, be anywhere, but in that suffocating room. It was Saturday, and I played outside, quite happily with my friends. Although our house was not large, we were lucky enough to have a long, sloping garden in the back. We played there often, as it was overgrown and we could hide in the bushes, and climb in the huge sycamore tree which towered above all else, and easily imagine ourselves in the throes of a grand adventure. As fun as it all was, occasionally my eye would turn to a small window in my room. Ordinary, slight, innocuous. I do not identify this word. But for me, that thin boundary was looking glass into a strange, cold pocket of dread. Outside the lush green surroundings of our garden filled with the smiling faces of my friends. Inside the feeling of something in that room watching me play, waiting for the night when I would be alone, eagerly filled with hate. It may sound strange to you, but the time my parents ushered me back into that room for the night, I said nothing. I didn't protest. I didn't even make an excuse as to why I couldn't sleep there. I still felt that this thing would be enraged if I so much as spoke of it. Another night came. Oh boy. Chapter 3. Factorized. Isn't this friendly? A huge skull. The door is firmly shut. I guess I'll keep going then. The eyes are glowing. The eyes are glowing. Okay. The eyes are glowing. A banner on a long pole. It's too old and torn to make out details. Okay. 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 It's not a problem. I just some kind of altar. Why was I, Okay. I've heard that sound effect before. Some kind of machine. Hello? Hello to you too. Yeah, that sound effect was used in Five Nights at Freddy's too. That's cool. I hope that me flipping that lever didn't do anything. What's this? That was an apparition. A picture of some kind of green landscape. The picture isn't too bad of shape to make out any details. A large fan circulating the stuffy air. This is a very unnerving game. Very unsettling. Okay. Looks like something used to pour out of these. I'd say that could be accurate. What am I looking for? Do I need to... What am I doing? Do I need to flip all the switches, or... I guess that's what I have to do. I don't know. It's so dark. It's so very dark. Almost like the lights on runway airports. On airport runways, whatever. I can English good. Okay. So I went this way. Is there something up here? Some kind of machine just saying hello. There's nothing over here. I can't get through there. Then where's what I'm looking for? Some kind of switch, right? Would it be over here? Yeah, it would be. A creepy mask. Sir? Sir, you can back up now. Oh, there's a mask, it looks like, on the floor there. Does that mean that I can... What does that mean? Oh. Oh. There's a red liquid pouring out. It's probably blood. I mean, that's just what I assume. Some kind of altar. Is there... Are the gates now open? Yeah. Why? What am I missing? Am I missing another one? What? Something must have opened because there's more machine noises now. Something must have happened. Oh, this opened. Why is this my job? Is this one open? Yeah, this one opened. Okay, is there something over here? Runway of airports. Did this one open these down here? Yeah, it did. Okay. Are these the last ones? I guess. Okay. Well, there's some pentagrams on the walls. You know, because everybody knows that Hail Satan. Does that mean I'm pretty sure that... Okay. Okay. What? What? Okay. It's funny how certain words can remain hidden from your mind, no matter how blatant or obvious they are. One word came to me that night, lying there in the darkness alone, frightened, aware of a rotten change in atmosphere, a thickening of the air as if something had displaced it. As I heard the first casual twists of the bed sheets below, the first anxious increase of my heartbeat at the realization that something was once again in the bottom bunk. That word. A word which had been sent into exile, filtered up through my consciousness, breaking free of all reposition, gasping for air, screaming, etching, and carving itself into my mind. Ghost. As this thought came to me, I noticed that my unwelcome visitor had ceased moving. The bed sheets lay calm and dormant, but they had been replaced by something far more hideous. A slow, rhythmic, rasping breath heaved and escaped from the thing below. I could imagine its chest rising and falling with each sordid, wheezing, and garbled breath. I shuddered and hoped beyond all hope that it would leave without occurrence. The house lay still, as it had the previous night, in a thick blanket of darkness. Silence prevailed, all but for the perverted breath of my, as yet unseen bunkmate. I lay there, terrified. I just wanted this thing to go, to leave me alone. What did it want? Then something unmistakably chilling transpired. It moved. It moved in a way different from before. When it threw itself around at the bottom bunk, it seemed unrestrained, without purpose, almost animalistic. For that thing lying there in the darkness, that thing which seemed intent on terrorizing a young boy calmly and nonchalantly, sat up. Its labored breathing had become louder. Now only a mattress and a few flimsy wooden slats separated my body from the unearthly breath below. I lay there, my eyes filled with tears. A fear which mere words cannot relate to you or anyone else coursed through my veins. I would not have believed that this fear could have been heightened, but I was so wrong. I imagined what this thing would look like, sitting there, listening from below my mattress, hoping to catch the slightest hint that I was awake. Imagination then turned into unnerving reality. It began to touch the wooden slats which my mattress sat on. It seemed to caress them carefully, running what I imagined to be fingers and hands across the surface of the wood. Then with great force it prodded angrily between two slats into the mattress. Even through the padding, it felt as if someone had viciously stuck their fingers into my side. I let out an almighty cry, and the wheezing, shaking, and moving thing in the bunk below rippled in kind by violently vibrating the bunk as it had done the night before. Small flakes of paint powdered my blanket from the wall as the frame of the bed scraped along it backwards and forwards. Once again I bathed in light, and there stood my mother, loving, caring, as she always was, with a comforting hug and calming words, which eventually subdued my hysteria. Of course she asked what was wrong, but I could not say. I dared not say. I simply said one word over and over and over again. Nightmare. This pattern of events continued for weeks, if not months. Night after night I would awaken to the sound of rustling sheets. Each time I would scream so as to not provide this abomination with time to prod and feel for me. With each cry the bed would shake violently, stopping with the arrival of my mother, who would spend the rest of the night in the bottom bunk, seemingly unaware of the sinister force tormenting her son nightly. Along the way I managed to feign illness a few times and come up with other less than truthful reasons for sleeping in my parents' bed. But more often than not, I would be alone for the first few hours of each night in that place. The room where the light from outside did not sit right. Alone with that thing. With time, you can become desensitized to almost anything, no matter how horrific. I had come to realize that for whatever reason, this thing could not harm me when my mother was present. I'm sure the same would have been said for my father, but as loving as he was, waking him from sleep was almost impossible. Waking me, on the other hand, was no trouble at all, thanks to the nightmares. Chapter 4. Anger Overload. Where are we now? The painted glass depicts some religious man, I guess. A hook hangs from the wall. A piece of meat hangs to dry from it. Earthquake. It's pretty stained glass. The painted glass depicts a scene from the Bible. Or a church. Or something similar. Various jars with disgusting stuff inside. Oh God, let none of these break. Another one. Oh, well that's nice. What was that? Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Why? 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 Oh no. Let me out. Please, please. What? Oh no. This. Okay. This is okay. It's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. There's nothing happening. Can I just go back? No? Well, they're already all closed. The ambience is getting louder. The ambience is getting really loud. The ambience is getting really loud and I'm getting scared. Oh, babies. Babies. Is it something we do not have the ability? Can we just not be babies, please? We're gonna do babies, aren't we? Oh. Oh no. Oh. 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 Oh no. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. What? Oh. Oh. Okay. My greatest fears were realized in the winter. The days grew short, and the longer nights merely provided this wretch with more opportunities. It was a difficult time for my family. My grandmother, a wonderfully kind and gentle woman, had deteriorated greatly since the death of my grandfather. My mother was trying her best to keep her in the community as long as possible. However, dementia is a cruel and degenerative illness, robbing a person of their memories one day at a time. Soon she recognized none of us, and it became clear that she would need to be moved from her house to a nursing home. Before she could be moved, my grandmother had a particularly difficult few nights, and my mother decided she would stay with her. As much as I loved my grandmother, and I felt nothing but anguish at her illness, to this day I feel guilty that my first thoughts were not of her, but of what my nightly visitor might do, should it become aware of my mother's absence. Her presence being the one thing which I was sure was protecting me from the full horror of this thing's reach. I rushed home from school that day, and I immediately wrenched the bed sheets and mattress from the lower bunk, removing all of the slats and placing an old desk, a chest of drawers, and some chairs, which we kept in the cupboard where the bottom bunk used to be. I told my father I was making an office, which he found adorable. But I would be damned if I were to give that thing a place where it could sleep for one more night. As darkness approached, I lay there, knowing my mother was not in the house. I did not know what to do. My only impulse was to sneak into her jewelry box and take a small family crucifix, which I'd seen there before. While my family were not very religious, at that age I still believed in God and hoped that somehow this would protect me. Although fearful and anxious while gripping the crucifix under my pillow tightly in one hand, sleep eventually came as I drifted off to dream. I hoped that I would awaken in the morning without incidents. Unfortunately, that night was the most terrifying of all. Chapter 5: Urban Explorer. Well, let's go, I suppose. The feeling that something's invading your privacy, even without ill will, is still disturbing. What the fuck was that? You are good. Okay. Even if you don't know why they are here, you hold the greatest amount of fear for them. Oh, that's... Oh, no. The sounds of screams are awful. They're even worse when they are your own. Is there something here? There's a piece of paper here. It reads, "Knock, knock." Who's there? A pile of mattresses, dirty and worn out. There's a piece of paper here. The text on it is illegible. A writing desk with some school material written on it. A writing desk with some school material. A big filing cabinet. Various books that look like they would be hard to read. What was that? Okay, I guess I've gotta go down here then. What's... The lock on the door is broken. I don't think I can get in here. Can't go beyond here. Yeah. Nothing over here. There are various school rules printed here. What the fuck are these? No. I don't want any. What's a busted old machine of sorts? Plants grow through the cracks in the floor. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're going down into the basement area. What are these? Oh, they're the lights. What's here? Somebody's being tortured up there. I'm just kind of wondering, I guess. Oh boy. What's going on? I wonder. I'm scared. I don't know if that was obvious, but this is really good atmosphere. Nothing's happening. Oh, never mind. What the fuck are all of you? Okay, I'll just lay on the table then. I'll just sacrifice myself to the fucking devils. That's exactly what we need to do. Sacrifice ourselves to the Lord Satan. Yep. I'm gonna be sacrificed to Satan. That's exactly what's happening here. Oh boy. You're awfully quiet nowadays. Is there something wrong, son? Nothing. Are you sure? Is there something wrong with your new room? Are you lonely without your brother? No. All right then. I woke gradually. The room was once again dark. My eyes adjusted. I could gradually make out the windows and the floor and the walls, some toys on a shelf, and even to this day I shudder to think of it. For there was no noise, no rustling of the sheets, no movement at all. The room was left lifeless yet not empty. The nightly visitor, that unwelcome, wheezing, hate-filled thing, which had terrorized me night after night, was not on the bottom bunk. It was in my bed. I opened my mouth to scream, but nothing came out. Utter terror had shaken the very sound from my voice. I lay motionless. If I could not scream, I did not want to let it know I was awake. I had not yet seen it. I could only feel it. It was obscured under my blanket. I could see its outline. I could feel its presence, but I dared not look. The weight of it pressed down on top of me, a sensation I will never forget. When I say that hours passed, I did not exaggerate. I lay there motionless in the darkness. I was every bit scared and frightened. Young boy. If it had been during the summer months, it would have been light by then. But the grasp of winter is long and unrelenting, and I knew it would be hours before sunrise. A sunrise which I yearned for. I was a timid child by nature, but I reached a breaking point. A moment where I could wait no more, where I could survive under this imminently deviant abomination no longer. Fear can sometimes wear you out, make you threadbare, a shell of nerves, leaving only the slightest trace of you behind. I had to get out of that bed. Then I remembered the crucifix. My hand still lay underneath the pillow, but it was empty. I slowly moved my wrist around to find it, minimizing as best I could the sound and vibrations caused, but it could not be found. I had either knocked it off the top bunk, or I could not even bear to think of it, been taken from my hand. Without the crucifix, I lost any sense of hope. Even at such a young age, you can be acutely aware of what death is, and intensely frightened of it. I knew I was going to die in that bed if I lay there, dormant, passive, doing nothing. I had to leave that room behind, but how? Should I leap from the bed and hope that I make it to the door? What if it's faster than me? Or should I slowly slip out of the top bunk, hoping to not disturb my uncanny bedfellow? Realizing that I had not stirred when I moved, trying to find the crucifix, I began to have the strangest of thoughts. The abyss. Oh boy. I'm a little swimmy dude. I'm gonna swim. Can I swim up in the little ocean? What's going on? It's a deep, dark ocean. Why am I swimming? What's going on here? Oh, what's this? Do I swim into it? Oh. Another. There's no way, I guess, to go beyond here, so I guess we go back. Oh. What's going on? I'm so lost. What does it want from me? Why am I having these thoughts while there's a ghost in my room? Sleeping on top of me, no less. What is that ghost? Is it even a ghost? might it be? Why is this happening? Why is my mother gone? Why'd she have to leave? Why'd my mother leave me to die? Can I get through this then? Drain the water and remove diving gear? That prompt never came up before. Is that my dad? My dad, right? Maybe he can help me. Maybe he can save me. Just slowly swimming down, I suppose. Why? What if I was asleep? What if it was asleep? It hadn't so much as breathed since I had woken up. Perhaps it was resting, believing that it had finally gotten me, that I was finally in its grasp. Or perhaps it was toying with me. After all, I had been doing just that for countless nights. Now with me under it, pinned against my mattress with no mother to protect me, maybe it was holding off, savoring its victory until the last possible moment, like a wild animal savoring its prey. I tried to breathe as shallowly as possible, and mustering every ounce of courage I could, I reached over slowly with my right hand and began to peel the blanket off of me. What I found over those covers almost stopped my heart. I did not see it, but as my hand moved the blanket, it brushed against something smooth and cold, something which unmistakably felt like a blunt hand. I held my breath in terror, as it must have known now that I was awake. Nothing. It did not stir. It felt dead. After a few moments, I placed my hand carefully further down the blanket and felt a thin, poorly formed forearm. My confidence, almost twisted sense of curiosity grew as I moved down further to a disproportionately large bicep muscle. This arm was outstretched, lying across my chest, with the hand resting on my left shoulder, as if it had grabbed me in my sleep. I realized I would have to move this cadaverous appendage if I so much as hoped to escape its grasp. For some reason, the feeling of torn, ragged clothing on the shoulder of this nighttime invader stopped me in my tracks. Fear once again swelled my stomach and in my chest as I recoiled my hand in disgust at the touch of straggled, oily hair. I could not bring myself to touch its face, although I wonder to this very day what it would have felt like. Dear God, it moved. Hostia. What? Why are there eyes? What? It was just like a giant gaping asshole that I stepped into, and suddenly there are eyes. And the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Okay, okay, well, I mean, yeah, sure. What's all this? I'm beautiful, I'm sure. What are you? You guys, okay. You guys are, you keep doing what you're doing, I guess. I floating eyeballs and I don't know. At a crossroads in life, what does one do? Stand at the crossroads if you will, but if you do, you'll not choose. I'll move on without you. And having once chosen, never seek to return to the crossroads of that decision. For even if the chooses wrongly, the choice cannot be unmade. Oh, so it's metaphorical, but also literal. The choice cannot be unmade. So... oh no. The choice cannot be unmade. Okay, well. Oh. 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 What are you? What are you? What the fuck was that? What is this? What's going on? What? No, 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 no. Please, no. It moved. It was subtle, but its grip on my shoulder and across my body strengthened. No tears came, but God, how I wanted to cry. As its hand and arm slowly coiled around me, my left leg brushed against the cool wall which the bed lay against. All of that happened to me in that room. This was the strangest. I realized that this clutching, rancid thing, which drew great delight from violating a young boy's bed, was not entirely on top of me. It was sticking out from the wall, like a spider striking out from its lair. Suddenly its grip moved from a slow tightening to a sudden squeeze. It pulled and clawed at my clothes as if frightened that the opportunity would soon pass. I fought against it, but its emaciated arm was too strong for me. Its head rose up, writhing and contorting under my blanket. I now realized that it were taking me into the wall. I fought for dear life and cried suddenly. My voice returned to me. Yelling, screaming, but no one came. Then I realized why it was so eager to suddenly strike. Why this thing had to have me now. Through my window, that window which seemed to represent so much malice from outside, streaked hope, the first rays of sunshine. I struggled further, knowing that if I could just hold on, it would soon be gone. As I fought for my life, the unearthly parasite shifted, slowly pulling itself up to my chest. Now, its head, now poking out from under the blanket, wheezing, coughing, rasping. I do not remember its features, I simply remember its breath against my face, foul and cold as ice. As the sun broke out over the horizon, the dark place, that suffocating room of contempt, was washed, bathed in sunlight. I passed out as its scrawny fingers encircled my neck, squeezing the very life from me. I awoke to my father, offering to make me some breakfast. A wonderful sight indeed. I had survived the most horrible experience of my life until then, and now I moved the bed away from the wall, leaving behind the furniture that I had believed would stop that thing from taking a bed. Little did I think that it would try to take mine and me. Weeks passed without incident, yet on one cold, frost-bitten night, I awoke to the sound of the furniture where the bunk beds used to be, vibrating violently. I lay there, sure I could hear a distant wheezing coming from deep within the wall, finally fading into the distance. The following year I was given a larger room on the other side of the house, and my parents took that room as their bedroom. They said they didn't need a large room, just one big enough for a bed and a few things. They lasted 10 days. We moved on the 11th. And that's It Moves. A game by Snow Owl. Oh my god. Oh my god. That scared me. Like, I didn't flat out get spooked. Like, I didn't. I mean, there was no, like, serious, I had to stop. But there were tears pricking at my eyes. I mean, that chilled me to the bone. It was well written. I mean, oh, it's not over. Oh, alright, it's... Well, that was It Moves. A wonderful experience. And I recommend that if you... I'm at a loss. I'm truly shaken by this. I have my bed up against a wall, and I feel like I need to move it now. Oh, God, that was good. Well, thank you for sticking with me through this, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.